So we have skills development, we have innovation, and then we have devices, affordable devices, which is part of where these guys come in. If we skill the right people, we help them build solutions. But then when they went to sell their solution on a device like this or a smartphone or whatever, it was way overpriced. We haven't done anything because somehow this innovation has to land on a device. So what we've done is we've said, let's go to the guys that build these devices and let's have a conversation with them that says, you've heard about us, we're Microsoft. We are not into very niche markets. We want broad, lots and lots of things. What if we went to Africa with you, fully aware that we can drive volume? Can you lower your price a little bit, sufficiently, so that more people can buy your devices? And now we are coming back with some wonderful responses. We're not all the way there, but that's where we're headed. In the interim, before those entities lower their prices, we are creating partnerships with the banks, with some of our money that will lower the overall cost of a device. And if we do that, we have actually won, because skilled people will create innovation and they'll sell, and all of us will make more money.
No, that's a vision. What makes hardware so expensive in these markets? Because most of Africa, this hardware comes in tax free.
Yes.
So what makes it more expensive here than say Dubai, Lagos, or
Yes, yes. I think I struggled. I mean, I just came back from the US and I looked at one of the tablets that I thought would be wonderful for one of the solutions I'm working on. That device was $279. I landed in Nairobi and I asked for the same thing, $500. I'm like, what's going wrong here? Of all places, this place, it should be cheaper because the incomes are smaller. But I think, so we are talking to these guys the same way, but I think part of it is the volume. If you're going to hire people to sell devices, and instead of selling 1,000 at the end of the month, they're going to sell 50, you have the price of keeping that guy around just has to go into that device. When that device fails, you don't have enough skilled people to easily take care of it, or you don't even have a service center. It has to go somewhere else. So it's really, all in my mind, it's tied to the volume. If we raise the volume, all the prices are going to come down.
But there was the same thinking around the telephone back in the 90s.
Yes.
Where it was thought that, mobile telephony was an electronic, it was not for the poor man.
Yes.
Today it's a mass product.
Yes.
And that's because somebody took the initiative.
Yes.
To really make the mass
That's
product.
me. I'm taking the initiative. You are talking to the right guy. I mean, there are many other people that are looking at it, but that's really the solution. Some place, somewhere, people have to recognize that a small business in Uganda, a Duka, needs ICT just as much as a small business in New York. Because how are you going to look at your business and look back and say, look, this is how much money I made, and I had a big bump here, and this is what happened in retrospect, if everything is written on paper? You will not be able to do that. So we have to help our small and medium enterprises realize that the computer is not a luxury. It actually helps you make more money. And if we make that sell to them, and they make a little bit more money, they'll pay for the price.
Yeah, but that's if they're playing straight.
Huh?
Because I think most SMEs make money, tax avoidance or tax evasion.
Yes.
Altogether, So what incentive really Because this device will bring a level of transparency in the business that an entrepreneur consider unhealthy.
Yes. And I think that's part of the challenge that we all have to address, is to educate. And I'll give you an example. If I am building a solution or I'm selling a service, and I'm selling that service to only my local group, the people that live 5 kilometers or 3 kilometers from me, maybe I can play that game. But if I'm playing in the East African market, and I'm selling to Rwanda, and I'm selling to Kenya and Tanzania, there is a degree of transparency that is needed if I want to be successful there. So if we're still myopic and we're looking at our little place, those guys will survive. At a certain point, they'll realize that they need to play at a higher level, and we are laying the foundation for them to be able to do that.
No, now Africa is getting wired. I mean, the technology bit of it is obviously getting addressed. I mean, we are seeing the cable going to the ground. Around here, I'm surprised that that I can find the cable. In Kampala. So that takes away one aspect of it. That this presents an opportunity for guys like you.
Absolutely. So the degree of connectedness, access to the internet, is correlated really to the GDP of the country. And if the GDP is going up and have more people that are earning a little bit more, we are able, as technology companies, to actually sell more. And so you can look at any country, any economy, and look at their degree of connectedness, and you see an uptick. So that is wonderful news for us. But we're not just waiting for those guys to lay the funds. We're actually doing certain things to enable that connectivity. I don't know if you've heard of the White Spaces project, somewhere where we have pilot in Kenya, in Tanzania, in South Africa, and other countries. White Spaces. So White Spaces is a fascinating technology. And it's partly a recognition of the fact that usually people talk about it as TV white spaces, but it goes beyond TV. So if you have a TV, you guys have a TV channel, you are assigned a frequency. And next adjacent to you is another TV channel, and it's assigned a frequency. Between those two is a space that's not it's unassigned. The intent is to avoid collision. Yeah, but that is an opportunity for us to deliver internet access. It's wonderful because one, TVs operate at lower frequencies. Lower frequencies mean less power, and it means that they can penetrate a lot more objects. I mean, you know how far your TV goes. How many of those places have, can you think, have GSM? Few operators have GSM. They have big towers. So what if we utilized those white spaces to deliver internet access? And that's what we've proven. If the technology is there, you can actually deliver broadband internet access on the TV frequency. And the opportunity is to say, let's not assign, let's not get it assigned by the regulators and pay money. Let's make it free, unlicensed frequency, and let's deliver internet access and see what happens in a community when people can actually get to the internet at $2 a month. That's the goal. So we've demonstrated the technology and now the commercial viability in those places, and we're talking to other countries.
So you have done pilots in Kenya?
What's that?
You have done a pilot in Kenya?
Yeah, I can send you a link, you can take a look. There's another one now in Tanzania. Other countries are coming online across. So yes.
But governments normally look at at revenue.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Have you encountered any kind of conflict where they think that
yeah.
if this thing can be used commercially,
yes.
then
yes.
you can get one out of it.
Yes.
Why do it for free?
Yeah. So that and that's the education that needs to happen, because many of those regulators look at that initial money that they make when they assign frequencies.
Yeah.
But what if they actually looked at the commercial value? When you have more people that have these kind of devices, smart devices, that allow me and you to shop online a little bit more, that allow for better business execution, guess what? Those businesses will collect a little bit more revenue, and you can tax that, and in the end, you make more money collecting little bits of money from the masses than you get from this one guy, because they always have, you give them concessions. So, no, regulators need to be educated, but not all of them see it that way. But that's the work that's going on.
So how many youth, how many SMEs are you looking at?
Good. So we say we committed to 100,000 SMEs initially, 1 million youth that have access, actually, we say tens of millions of youth and SMEs that have access to smart devices, whether it's a phone, whether it's a tablet, but a device that's connected to the internet. And then, so we had 250,000 youth that get actually employed in the skills that we're enabling them to. So training or skills for employability, 250,000. Devices, tens of millions. And then SMEs, $1 million.
Wait a minute, that's Uganda alone?
No.
Africa.
That's Africa for now. Yeah. Over the next.
A million SMEs or 100,000 SMEs?
100,000 no, I said 250,000 SMEs.
250,000
Yeah.
SMEs.
1 million youth that are employed or have the right skills for employment.
1 million youth.
Yeah, 1 million youth, and then
Tens of million.
Tens of thousands, millions of
Tens of million.
devices.
No, Apple didn't say something about a partnership that will deliver 1,000 Microsoft labs.
Yes, that's where Xavier Group comes in,
Yeah.
and that's a smaller picture I'd mentioned at the beginning, that we have been able to form a partnership with Microsoft 4Afrika, where they're supporting us to enable us to achieve our goals. David Magezi, who you just saw had walked in, I think he was fielding a call, has been working on Xavier